Alright, what's going on, guys? It's been a while since I've done any kind of voiceover for anything, but yeah, some of you may or may not have heard Nacon, Narcon, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it exactly, French publisher, did a bit of a sports trailer, sports announcement on one of their events a week or two ago, announcing their next bunch of games, two of which were Tiebreak, the official game of the ATP and WTA. So that is obviously the combination of AO Tennis 2 and Tennis World Tour 2. I kind of had a feeling, given the fact that they were both being developed by Big Ant Studios, that the next one would have a name change because it wouldn't make sense, especially if they've still got the licensing for Roland Garros to still call it AO Tennis. That would probably upset the the people that handle the license rights, image rights, and all that sort of stuff for Roland Garros, and which is fair enough. But what's interesting is it's kind of strange. It says the official game of the ATP and WTA. It makes me wonder: does that mean they worked out a way to maybe get more licensing in terms of players, or is it more so in terms of the tournaments and like stadiums and like sponsors and things like that? I would assume it's going to be more on the AO Tennis side of things in terms of like creation, because Tennis World Tour 2 was much like the first one and didn't really have much in terms of creation, really. I get the feeling Big Ant came along quite late in the development cycle and then just sort of finished it off and mostly kept it the way it was. Because I get the feeling Breakpoint Studios, who did the first game, they probably were doing the second game, and then Nacon probably decided to move away from them. But what's interesting is it says it's going to be out this year. So obviously, as you can see on the screen, you got a Rugby 24, so rugby union game, due out September 7th. So to me, it makes me think Tiebreak might not come out until after that. So I don't know, maybe around the time the ATP WTA next gen finals are on. You would think they'd want to do it around the time of a Grand Slam, but given the fact that they've got the rugby game coming out around the time the US Open's on, it doesn't seem likely. But I don't know, stranger things have happened, because at the moment they've got an AFL game which is mostly played in Australia, not really anywhere else, sort of in Ireland, but it's a little bit different in terms of, like, I think they use a soccer ball rather than the oval shaped ball that the AFL uses. Australia and Ireland typically play a series once a year or once every couple of years. I don't think they've played it since COVID became a thing. So, but yeah, given that's coming out September 7th, I can't see Tiebreak coming out before that. But it's going to be interesting because, like, obviously Roger Federer's retired. Federer was licensed in Tennis World Tour, not AO Tennis. It'll be interesting to see if they can maybe get Djokovic, although he said he's not. He said a number of years ago he's not interested in being in video games anymore after he was in, one or two of the top spin games way back when. But there's really not a lot of information at this point in time. It kind of just got. It was just in the announcement, and this is really all we got. A little bit of the title, and but yeah, let me know down below what you want to see in the game. Me personally, I really hope it plays a lot better than AO Tennis 2 and Tennis World Tour 2, because both games were deeply, deeply flawed. The creation side of things is all well and good, but if the gameplay in a sports game isn't really there, it's really difficult to stay motivated to play it. Like, I know I upload for AO Tennis quite a lot, but more often than not, that's just simulations of the current real world tournaments, and most of the time I'm letting the AI play it because it is so mind numbing to just to sit there and play for a lot of the things that happen during rallies and things like that, and there's a lot of inconsistencies with various aspects of the game. So also found the career mode quite dull. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who enjoy it, and that's great. If if you like it, that's cool. But I really hope they improve a lot of a lot of different things in this next game. Assumedly, it was being built from the ground up. I would hope. I would hope they're not using AO Tennis 2 as a template, because that would be a real worry, because they did that with transitioning from AO Tennis to AO Tennis 2, and a lot of the stuff that wasn't fixed in AO Tennis carried over to the second game and then still wasn't fixed. So I would hope they're starting from a blank canvas, but yeah. But anyway, let me know down below what you want to see, whether it be like certain players, maybe some additions to the academy in terms of creation, because like I know for some people it was still somewhat limited to what you do to a certain extent, but yeah, let me know down below what you want to see in the game anyway, and if you have an idea of maybe when it might come out as well. I personally think it'll be after Rugby 24, so maybe November, December, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully in the next couple of months we'll have a bit more information, but it's really hard to say because Big Ant typically doesn't really drop much in terms of screenshots and gameplay until very, very close to a release date, which is really frustrating, but that seems to be the way they go about their marketing, and I've never really understood it. But anyway, that'll do it.